Hi, it's Carly McAvoy. I wanted to talk to you today about credit cards and the activity that we're going to do where we find the average daily balance for a credit card and the other things that I have listed here as our objectives. Credit cards are an example of open-end installment loans. We also is known as revolving credit. Open-end loans differ from fixed installment loans because there's no schedule for paying a fixed amount each period. Credit card loans require users to make only a minimum monthly payment, and that depends on the unpaid balance and the interest rate they have. So what we're going to do in our activity is figure out what the average daily balance is, what the interest would be, and then from that we're going to be able to calculate what the minimum payment would be. Most credit card customers are billed every month. A typical billing period would go from May 1st to May 31st, but it could be different, like May 5th through June 4th. Customers receive a statement called an itemized billing that usually includes this list: an unpaid balance on the first day of the billing period, the total balance owed on the last day of the billing period, a list of all the purchases and cash advances that they've made or payments that they've made, any finance charges or other fees that were incurred during the month, the date of the last day of the billing period, the payment due date, and the minimum payment required. So all those things are on your credit card bill if you've ever had one. If you make purchases during the billing period but pay the entire amount off by the end of the month, then there's no interest charged. So that would be ideal, to use your card but not have to pay any interest. Interest is calculated principal, what's the amount that's on the card, times the rate of interest times the time, and the monthly rate is just T is 1 month. So whenever we're talking about it for 1 month, our T would just be 1. And we also want to talk about the average daily balance. That's the principal. The average daily balance is the sum of the unpaid balances for each day in the billing period divided by the number of days in the billing period. So in February, that'd be a 28-day period, but other months are going to be 30 or 31, depending on that. So I'm probably going to be breaking this instruction up over 2 videos so they don't get too long. So we want to make sure that you have, you can print out or you can just look at on Canvas these kind of formulas that you might want to refer to later. But the sum of the unpaid balances for each day divided by the number of days in the billing period, and that's just the number of days in the month. I wanted to talk about a scenario. I broke this up into 2 pages, unfortunately. There's a book called The Two Income Trap, and it's written by Senator Elizabeth Warren. And here's the scenario that they talk about. Suppose a couple is having a baby and they open a new credit card with 12.9% interest and put $5,000 on it to renovate the baby's room. They never use the credit card for anything else. They make the minimum payment on the card until it's paid off. How old will their baby be before they pay off the credit? And you can look to the end of the notes to see that. But how long do you think it would take to pay off $5,000 with the 12.9% interest rate if you never put anything else on the card and you made the minimum payment until that was paid off? Okay, you can wait till the end where I think I have it written down, or I'll just tell you that the baby would be just about ready to go off to college, and they would have paid over $12,000 by the time they paid that off. Okay, so here is what we're going to look at. And this is a Visa card, let's say, and the monthly interest rate is 1.3% of the average daily balance. I don't know why we chose that. This is just an example that I found somewhere. But and the following transactions occurred from May 1st to May 31st in a billing period. And so this is just talking about the transaction. This person had a previous balance on their card of $1,350. And then May 1st is the billing date. On May 8th, they made a payment of $250. That takes their debt down, right, because they're paying it. Then they charged airline tickets, books, and restaurants throughout the month, and then they had an end of billing period was the 31st. And they have to pay it. The payment due date is the 9th. Here they paid a day early, it looks like. And so what we're going to do in the next video, we're going to answer these questions. Find the average daily balance, rounding to the nearest cent. Find the interest to be paid, and then find the balance due, and then decide what the minimum payment is going to be. So you're always going to start by finding the average daily balance, and we're going to do that in the next video.